from lack of self-acceptance and awareness, mostly because I think those beauty standards have aboriginally or since the beginning of time been spoken to women rather than men, and for amadoda, I feel that for men, beauty, that's why Betty, it's in the eyes of the beholder. Most of the time, the beholders are our men, and I believe ukuthi amadoda have a lesser threshold or lesser what should I say? They their bar of intelligence of their bar of acceptance is way higher than ours, And I think that's just how the world has designed the beauty standards going forth and because you find more beauty pageants in Abafazi, or you find more beauty competitions in Abafazi. It's the women that wear makeup other than Amadoda. It's the women whose hair keeps changing all the time. I think men are more content with themselves because of I feel that the world has designed or the world has decided that it's women that has to be weighed. It's women that are weighed more on how beautiful they are or the standards of you would never very low of a percentage. You should find men in terms of that. They not. Men will circumcised. If you understand, I'm not doing that.
I think I'm struggling to hear you.
Okay.
Yeah. Try again.
I'm saying men will serve themselves.
That's better.
I'm not doing that. Serve the happiness more than us. If men they think about this is what they do, this is what they do, they serve themselves. So I think they tend to relate to organizing behind And I think that's how the world was designed. In terms of in terms of any informational out there is what they have designed it to be that way. To set those beauty upon standards upon us and influences upon us. So I think men are amazing.
I could just hear you. I don't know if you moved or it's your earphones, but we are fade.
I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me now?
We are fade. Just say something again.
Where these are all. Can you hear me
Yeah,
now? Maybe I must just be louder.
Yeah, but it sounded like it's your earphones or something speaker.
Maybe.
Yeah, this lahleka nje kancinci. Yeah, no, true. So now you touched on it's us women who would put on makeup, do change hair and all of that. Would you then say it's still a part of us having really not accepted ourselves, or it's something else? I know myself, I love myself, I've accepted myself, but I still choose to put on makeup, or I still choose, I know who I am without makeup, and I love and accept that. How would you ungayichaza uyithini if somebody had to say you're talking self-acceptance, you're talking body positivity, but yet we still see so many of you as women enhancing yourselves and changing yourselves. I think we're talking now about things that we can change or enhance, because then there are things that we can't, that you have, and unjalo, and then there are things like a disability that umuntu mhlambe is born with, or they acquire impilo iqhubeka. But if somebody had to say, but how can you say uzacceptile, but if you guys are still feeling the need to do your hair, feeling the need to put on makeup?
I think it's a two-tier question. I think it's a two-tier.
We are break. You still breaking?
Am I still breaking? Maybe it's the network. You
Yeah.
still can't hear me.
I can barely hear you. You sound far and low.
Wow.
That's better. But
Is it?
as soon as
Yeah.
you start talking, yeah, then at some point, yeah, fade.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Um, I think that it's a two-tier thing. Affirmation, is a very hard to come up. And this is one thing I'm here to study. And this is one thing I'm here to learn. And this is one thing I'm here to understand. It's harder to hear the negative from other people than it is to hear the positive from yourself. It's harder to touch it and say, "Oh, you are beautiful." Why is it so hard to tell yourself that? But it's so easy to believe the outward conversation from other people about yourself or how you should look, you know. And we find ourselves, we find in ourselves that we constantly negotiate who we are or what we look like, other than those ourselves. We will always negotiate with other people who know this is how I am, and this is who I am, and this is when it actually needs to stop, and that's where the magic begins. That you still say you don't negotiate with people about how it is that you must look or how it is that you must present yourself. Anything a contractual, I can negotiate a contract with anyone, but I cannot and I refuse to negotiate what I look like or who I am to other people because I know myself better. You know, this is one thing that society is yet to correct, and this is something that society is yet to correct even to the younger generation. I think the level of moral decay when it comes to that front has been so excessive that it's hard to break it. It even became an ecosystem, you know, of negativity that is so related to people that it's so hard to get away from. And we still sit there and compare ourselves. Why? Why is it that I feel that I'm not good enough as I am? That I need to look like a certain person because of the thoughts that is being instilled in me. You know? So for me, I feel it's something that we need to disseminate people for the nothingness that it actually is. You know? So I think you look like
Yeah. Your line is just suddenly gone. It's on and off. Yeah, in the Abuva, and then it fades, and then the static. So even you are even becoming blurred. So I'm not sure if your network. Yeah, I think it's your network. I can hear you.
can you hear me now?
Can hear you now.
Okay.
I can hardly see you now, but I can hear you.
Yo, in network and it's never done
Yeah,
this. For both times when we are doing it important, kangaka, then it wants to do this.
yeah, yeah. It's that spirit that wants to keep us trapped in negativity. I
Mhm.
can see you now.
Okay, sis.
I can see you now. Yeah, I think on what you've just said, Neguti, it's we get so influenced. You know, it's that thing
Mm.
that we are just constantly struggling with. But what are the things? Because we also have to take accountability and really reflect and be truthful. What are the things that we say, you know, to others that really make it even harder for people to understand that they are worthy of love, that they are beautiful, that they are bahle ba-right ngale ndlela
They are
abadalwa
enough.
ngayo. Yeah, they are enough. That's the word. Because I find that nathi we lack um i- 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 kindness, if maybe I can
Oh,
put it.
yeah.
Uh, and there is just so much negativity. We see it on social media. We see there's bullying in schools. We see it in relationships. We see it in relationships where your partner would talk down on you. We see it in other forms also of relationships where as siblings, one sibling would talk down or say amagama. We give people names. We label abantu. So what impact does that have? And what are maybe some of those things that we really need to be intentional about? I will not say anything if I don't have something and to say to somebody. If I'm not going to compliment, I will rather keep quiet.
Mm. Very important point to raise, because we are not aware of the level of damage that we impose on other people just by words. Words have a lot of power. You know what I mean? I can sit there, ndingakubamba ngezandla, but if I have to say something horrible, it's more going to last. It's likely going to last more than the physical. And this is what people don't understand. That's why I'm saying the level of decay morally, the moral decay in putting other people down or trying to influence how other people look has gone so far that it's very hard to reverse. And it costs a lot. It costs a lot of, it can cost you your self-esteem, but most of all, it affects your mental health. Mental health, keyword being mental, means everything starts in the mind. Everything that you design, thoughts, conversations, yonke into, your maneuvers, your subconscious that lies in there breeds from your mental standing. So it affects that. And we have a lot of bullying as well. Abadala. Bullies don't only exist, in the midst of children or anything like that. And people don't understand that bullying exists everywhere, far and wide. Sorry, there's calls that keep coming through in the realm, in the realm that we exist, in the spheres that we exist, And we need to understand the effects of it and how powerful that they can be. So with that being said, I just want to say about power yamagama is very extensive. That's why we need to exercise kindness. We need to design those conversations again to say, if you feel if you say something positive, it then comes back to you. The positivity comes back to you. And I'll take it back to Umamfene again. My grandmother. My grandmother used to say, design that thought yoba umntu xa umbona, the first thing, let it be positive. And it's so embedded in me that even the most malicious things that are said to me will not have a comeback. I struggle so much that someone can put me down, dimpendule, in a way that they have or in the tone that they have, because I'm just not designed that way. I am just not wired that way. I don't have those ideals and those how should I say, values instilled in me. So I think we need to exercise a lot of kindness, because words are malicious. They can influence your mental health. They can influence everything around you mentally, that you even sit there and become depressed as an adult simply by what somebody's saying, And you can be the strongest person emhlabeni, but if it hits that space that is the most fragile. For example, I had to align it with body positivity, because I'm a full-figured woman, and then society decides, wow, cheba is not a beautiful thing. But like I said, it's an opinion. If I have to walk a Joburg, a Faraday, and we all know, by origins, Butamadoda Wamazulu, they like big women. I pass there, and by Ngonga, Amazulu Sashela, they, the minute I walk there, from there to the other end, disappointwa, like bayashela, and mabakshela, there is no derogatory word that they say. bazokubiza dudla untombi, dudla is not offensive in Zulu culture. It's a compliment. Uyacomplimentwa. But then if I had to walk somewhere else, for example, or emsebenzini, or in a place riddled by people that are of slim figure, I'm supposedly ugly. So then, like I'm saying, whose opinion is right? If you have to go by that Pambana now, you know what I mean? So it's better that I then decide, but no, dimhle in this way that I present for myself. Because then if I have to then go and participate in what is acceptable or negotiate what I look like, what's going to happen to my mental health? And I'm going to take it on my children, you know? So for me, it starts with the self. That's why I'm saying mental. Be very wary what it is that influence your mental health, your balance. And again, exercise kindness that you then want to receive back. Yeah.
Yeah, because then, like you said before, it changes, you know. Today, this is the look or the thing. Tomorrow, it's something else. So if we're not self-aware and we have not accepted ourselves, we will stress, you know, you will really be mentally unstable just because of body or appearance. But I think also with self-acceptance, it's very much an inside thing. So what would you, I think we're just close to wrapping up. What advice would you give somebody who says, I'm struggling to fully embrace the person that I am. I'm struggling to see beauty. Mhlambe because of things that have been said to me in the past, mhlambe because of what standards the society has, but they want to get to that point. Because it's a form of healing for me. Now as a healer, everything I talk about, everything that is close to my heart, it has to do with healing. It has to do with healing our minds. It has to do with healing our hearts. You know, it has to do with healing a conscious yethu, you know, so that we are not poisonous parents. We are not toxic citizens in the community. We are not negative people that are forever oozing in negativity wherever we are. We are not breeding kids that are competitive in a way that is destructive. How do I get myself right? Because if I get myself right, then I will raise umdana all right. Then I will, wherever I go, that will be my energy, and that is what I will leave. Because you know we can take it for granted, but energy yomntu says a lot. You know, you end up having. We know that when Xolly walks in, the whole room changes nje kuba heavy okanye kuba sour, you know. So, but in actual fact, it's because I have not accepted myself. We bleed on people because we have not healed. We are negative to other people because we have not found uba positive with ourselves. So what would you say is a starting point so that whatever room I walk into, you are light, you are positive. Whoever I come into contact with, I don't leave them worse off. I don't leave people scarred. We have enough scars. I don't leave people scarred because I said something silly things that some things we think they are silly. You haven't seen somebody in a while. You bump into somebody. The first thing you say to them, "Oh, you've gained so much weight." The first thing you say to them, "Oh, you know, it's something negative." How do we change that?
That is so true. It is so true. I like the fact that you touched on energies because projections are a big influence, you know, Guti. And if not aware, you know, somebody else's projections, you know, can just come off way. And you are sitting there. First of all, a projection is an opinion. It is not entirely true. A whole projection can be a lie, and it's influenced by so many things, you know. I could tell you uba umbi because of how I feel about you, because something you've done something or anything like that. Those are lies. You know what I mean? Imagine basing your entire self-awareness, or your entire way that you see yourself, or your entire view of yourself based off of someone that they said to you because of a lie that they feel towards you, So energy is a commodity, and it is something that is very, very contagious. We need to be aware of the projections of other people and the genuine tendencies that every sentiment from every person comes through, to you. And we need, once again, it's like, since in your life, there's a lot. But sitting there and trying to understand why is this person being like this to me, why is a whole burden on its own. You know what I mean? It's a whole burden that is being projected onto yourself, So exercising kindness from other people is not something that you can easily influence. If somebody does not like you or anything like that, there's nothing you can do about it. Some other people can decide, but no, we don't like Usidi the Rubik, you know what I mean? Uchebile saying it on top of the fact that you don't like, or you don't like the fact that I'm so confident. Confidence can be confidence, especially, from a person of Isdudla. One thing that I've seen, speaking for myself, is confidence then offends people who are not happy with themselves. And can you imagine that being affecting your whole entire being? So I feel, Uguti, it's an innate thing. Have innate conversations with yourself. In that way, if I am built in such a way that I understand what it is that happens to me as an inside job, it's very hard for somebody else to come and project onto me, because then I'm going to then go against that adverse lie. Whatever it is, opinion that you see upon me, I will not go along with your projections. And it's an innate thing. Can we learn every day to practice affirmations? And like I said, beauty is not appearance only. Do you know what I mean? Beauty is not appearance only. That is why you find in an instance where a man would leave umfazi or slender and go for a bigger woman, or people don't understand which Rubik ufunani kangaka kuye. You know what I mean? Like I said, they see other things. Learn to practice that beauty goes way beyond the face value. There is so much beauty in your substance. Beauty, the most attractive woman in the world is a woman with substance. Any woman can wear a ring out there, but it just, when you walk down the aisle, for example, for people, I'm not saying about beauty should be, or attraction should be based on whether who you are with, or how the next person that you're with has chosen you. But I'm just making an example. Any woman can be a woman who walks down the aisle with a ring. But a woman with substance is the one that totally earned their keep, through other things. Beauty fades a lot. It is not a commodity that I can sit and say, "Uba, this can be a long-term investment." It is something that people need to understand. This is not all you are about. There is so much more to a woman. Every woman is a Rubik out there. Uninzi apha kuwe. And weight, the thing about beauty and everything like that is you never win, because weight you can always lose. I can always lose my weight. I can always do anything, but my substance remains. And this is something I will take to the grave. All of this, the flesh will fade away, but the impact that I have on other people out there is what will sit there and be recognized by other people. If tomorrow I am to die, God forbid, you know what I mean? You and other people, long-term friends, my childhood friends, people that I've loved dearly and all of that, your obituary is not going to have one line. You're late, because they're going to say, yo, she did this, she had this foundation of helping people. She was a beautiful, people will come to you about how you touch them. Rarely ever will they ever walk up to my mother and say, oh, she was beautiful. Never, ever, ever is that a language that will be described using somebody else about how they touch to other people. Beauty is beyond face value. So when you sit there, align it with what it is that you have to serve out there. There is so much to a woman. Your personality can project your beauty. Your speech can project your beauty. Your influences can project your beauty. Anything that you possess out there that is positive about yourself to the people and outward, it's beauty for me. So I feel good. It's an innate thing. It's an inside job. Before you go and you sell to other people or want to negotiate about how they feel, and you decide when is an influencer like that, what is it that you're saying to yourself?
Yeah.
And make it believable. Yeah.
Mm. In essence, beauty runs deep, 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 deep. We just
Skin
need
deep,
to
son.
allow it to flow
Skin
from
deep.
deeper, you know. And I think sometimes ibuela back to awareness. Sometimes you, because we don't spend time with ourselves to understand the beautiful, many beautiful things that God has blessed us with, we will fall prey to, you know, people just having access and being able ukuthi shake you, you know, because wena self, you haven't really gone deep and really understood all the beautiful things that you possess. It really does go way, way, way skin deep. It goes deep, beauty. And thank you so, 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 so much for having this conversation with me, Kumkani Gazi. Um, I, I, I hope to talk to you more about something else, God willing. So, but Nkosi, thank you so much for making the time and for this beautiful topic. And like I said, I'm a healer at heart. So anything that seeks to heal, you know, it's just as with healing, it's holistic. It's
Mm,
not about taking medicine or taking trips and this, do this, do that externally. No, it has to be, we have to heal the mind. We have to heal the heart. You know, we can't just focus on the body. We have to heal the consciousness here too as people.
true.
So as really breaking all that ain't a savvy anymore, all that we don't need, all that was missed with us, see create a new legacy of women who are truthful. I liked that, women who are truthful, because it's one of the hardest, I think, things ever. And I cannot expect to be truthful to my children or my child if I am never truthful to myself.
Mm, that
Thank
is
you so
true.
much. Thank you so much. Do you have last words?
And Sana, I think I've said a lot on this live. I really think I've said a lot on this live. I'm very excited about the topic still, every day, all day. I will make the time and let's work. Let's work. There's a lot of work out there, you know, for society, for women, for children. Let us work. Let us make impact to the people out there. Let us build people out there. Let's build ourselves, you know. Let it be beautiful as well, you know. And I'm very thankful to you for inviting me, Namhlanje. Certainly the most beautiful moment ever to have not spoken to you in 30 years and then
Yeah.
come and speak to you now. You are beautiful just the way as the last time I saw you at primary school, you know. And
Thank you
there's
so
a reason
much.
why. That's why I'm saying nothing just happens. Everything is intentional. This life was intentional. I am intentional. You are. You know, the conversation was intentional. And there was a reason why we gravitated towards each other, you know. Post, I think it was in 1990 or something like that. This is the reason why we gravitated towards each other, you know, and this is the healing that started then. And this is a destiny that is manifesting, you know. So I consider myself blessed, but I can, after 30 years, sit here and have this kind of conversation with you as a healer, you know, as bringing in messages. I love healers because they possess messages, you know, from the universe, from their guides, from everywhere. There's so many sources sending you that are ascending and descending that you can share to the people. And I'm for that, you know. Hit me up, Naninina, call me.
Well,
Let's
that will
speak. Let's
be.
speak positivity to people, you know. And I love
Okay.
you.
Love you too. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
And go,
You
Susan, I'll invite you to Umi Says, right?
please do that. Please do that.
Okay,
Thank you so
Kasana.
much. Huggies to
Thank
the
you.
kids.
I will do that. I will do that. I can't believe I have so many.